What a nail biter.
Yeah, what a nail biter. I can't believe it was a nail biter. I can't believe the Nuggets were in that game. It just seemed like they had no chance of winning until it seemed like maybe they might win it, until it seemed like this exactly what the script would be if they might win it, until their best free throw shooter missed 2 free throws down the stretch. So no real mystery at the end of this one as to what went wrong. And Jamal Murray took a no excuse approach at the podium. I mean, he wasn't bitter. He wasn't furious. He just owned it. He said, I didn't play well today. The stats might say I did by the end of it, but I didn't. And it's not just the missed free throws. I need to be better throughout the entire game. As a team right now, we have all the excuses in the world, but I've got to be better, he said. And he would say multiple times throughout his press conference, this one came down to free throws, and obviously he's owning it there. Asked him about having Jonas Valanciunas back on the floor. He says, well, teams have to game plan for us now. We have a big. They have to play bigs. They can't just switch everything. They can't just double him. And he said on the rebounding, it's huge. He said he feels like Jonas and Zeke are the only ones trying to rebound right now. And he stopped himself and said, Spencer too. But it was nice to have Jonas back. On the last looks of the game, if he was trying to draw a foul, Jamal stayed true to brand. He said, I don't really try to foul bait, honestly. I was trying to get a clean look. I thought the first one was definitely a foul. Second one, bit of a push, he said. He was honest, though. He said, look, if I could have just made a free throw or hit the rim in the first half, that would have been lovely. That would have helped. It just wasn't a good night for me. About stepping up in the clutch, what clicked for him? He said, well, I have to do something. So I did something. And on seeing Mike again in Ball Arena soon, he said, yeah, we'll be happy to see him. Got to give him some buckets, get him up out of here. We also heard from David Adelman, who thought Detroit was really physical, has the personnel to blow up screens. He said they have 3 to 4 guys who can switch, and there's really no advantage. They just have so many great defenders. That was part of David Adelman's kind of game management on the stretch. He said one of the reasons why I didn't want to use so many timeouts is I was trying to keep their offensive lineup on the floor so they couldn't just get their best defensive groups out of there. He was frustrated with this one, obviously. He said they just made one more play than we did, but I'm going to keep saying this. This group is playing their asses off. I'm pissed that we lost, but I just enjoy watching these guys play. I really do. He said everything had to be perfect in the last 3 minutes for us, and it wasn't. We put ourselves in that position. He did talk about having Jonas, said it was incredible to have him back. 16 and 16, he said, with 7 offensive rebounds in 30 minutes. And then he said he wanted to give Zeke Naji credit as well, who he said hit the glass pretty hard tonight. On Peyton Watson, he said he thought Peyton played good defense on Cade in this game at times. His contests were good. It's difficult with the way Cade is able to separate. Adelman was careful to say he didn't really think they were offensive fouls. It's just something that Cade's adept at, so it's difficult. Thought Peyton contested those shots well, but then he had this to say. He said, this is a paraphrase, I do think that during this period of time when offense is so important, it's a little different. When we get healthy, he can focus so much more on the defensive end. That should make it so much easier. He said a lot of times young players don't realize what it takes to be a top guy until they have to do it, and it's a lot. So there's a lot on Peyton's plate right now. He's hopeful as they get healthy, Peyton can kind of take on more of that real defensive stalwart role that he's held in the past. Again, Adelman really thought the guys played well tonight, wanted to give them credit, but just thought Detroit made one more play down the stretch than they did. I spoke with Cam Johnson briefly in the locker room, just asked him about that injury. He said he has no firm date yet to return. He's right at the 5-week mark. I asked if there was any sort of setback or if it's just taking a little longer than he thought. And he said, neither. We're right at 5 weeks. It was 4 to 6 weeks. I just don't want to do anything too extreme right now. So I am working on the court. He's working towards that return, but no firm date for Cam Thomas. And then at the podium, we heard from Jonas Valanciunas, who says, I do need to get into game shape still, but it is great to be back playing basketball. That's what I love to do. Ask about that rebounding. He said, that's my job. All of our job is to finish defense with a rebound. That's the last aspect of defense. We did a pretty good job today. He said a lot of guys were boxing out. The effort was there, at least on rebounding. He continues to be amazed by the way the young guys are leaving it out there and playing the right way. He says it's just been beautiful to watch. I asked him about Detroit's reputation as being a really tough, physical, athletic team. He said they're definitely that. And then I said, do you like playing that way? And he said, not really. I'm more of a finesse guy. I honestly, guys, I can't tell you if he's joking. I honestly have no idea. I wish I could tell you if it was sarcasm. No clue. He was asked about Jamal Murray's free throws, and he said he missed free throws, and he actually looked earnestly confused. And he said, "Listen, I missed free throws. A lot of guys did. It's on all of us. When we win."
No, this is what Yokes means when he's like, it's a European humor. You guys wouldn't understand it. This is what he means.
100%. Yeah. The eternal question is trying to figure out when Val's joking. I think most folks around here have just settled into assuming everything he said is worth laughing at. I think I'm in that camp as well. He said, look, though, when we win, we all win. When we lose, we all lose. There were a couple of follow-up questions about the free throws, which were, innocuous enough. But Jonas said, look, we're not talking about that. It happens, and we're moving on. So he was pretty defensive of Jamal. And then he said, look, we know the schedule is tough here coming up, so we got to stick together.
Schedule is tough, man. That's the unfortunate part about this. Moral victories? Absolutely not, because you got another tough game right around the corner. Vogt, good stuff from the arena, brother.